In part 2 of Smart Sell AI's Timing the Real Estate Market series, we're investigating what happens to residential home values when a recession hits the U.S., and particularly how long you would have to ride out the recession effects before the price you paid for your home again matches the market value of your home. This is useful information as a homeowner, home seller, investor, or home buyer. Real estate values look safe enough until you click in for details. For the 1969 to 1970 recession, your required holding time for home value break-even point was 7 quarters or 1 year and 9 months. Your home's value dropped before the recession officially began and took 6 months after the recession ended before you broke even. I won't mention this for every recession, but take note of value drops before the recessions become officially acknowledged. Point number 3 to remember: be prepared to hold your property between 9 months and up to 6 years if the real estate market drops, but in most cases being less than 2 years. The 1974 to 1975 recession created no loss of residential real estate values. Thus, you had zero holding time to break even. Since we're using full United States median home sell prices in this study, obviously some markets do better, some do worse, and we're looking at the mixed national data. The 1980 recession required just 9 months to recover the price you paid to break even value. Do note how housing values dropped before the recession, but actually started recovering during the recession. I think there's some old adage: when you hear in the news about people losing their jobs, it's an economic downturn. When your neighbors lose their jobs, it's a recession. When you lose your job, it's a depression. The 1981 to 1982 recession was a bit tricky, with home values going up through the beginning of the recession, bottoming out in the middle of the recession, and starting back up before the end of the recession, with you likely having to hold your property for 12 to 15 months to break even at current market value. With such jagged home value movements, homebuyers may have chosen to stay out of the market, with your understanding that real estate sales require both willing and able sellers and homebuyers. The 1990 to 91 recession was fairly terrifying, with home values precipitously plummeting before the recession, then flattening for about 15 months, including 12 months after the recession had ended, before jolting back to life. You likely would have been required to hold your property for 1 year and 9 months to reach break even. Point number 4 to remember: real estate values can drop before recessions are officially acknowledged, can go up or down during the recession, may recover before recession ends, may not be affected by a recession at all, or may lie flatline dead long after a recession is over. Real estate values are starting to appear far less safe when you look closely. The 2001 recession was pretty weird, and whether you bought just before the value peak or right at the value peak, you likely needed about 9 months to attain break-even market value, unless you found a brave or uninformed homebuyer during these value oscillations. The 2007 to 2009 recession was the big one, requiring you to hold your property 6+ years before breaking even at market value. In part 1 of Timing the Real Estate Market, we discussed how timing the market makes you more money than anything else you can do, and how price volatility in the last few decades makes it harder to discern upturns and downturns in the real estate market value trend line. In part 2 of Timing the Real Estate Market, we investigated details about how real estate prices react before, during, and after recessions. In part 3, I'm researching if the key economic indicators you hear about in the news do predict changes in the real estate values or not. I'm Creed with Smart Sell AI. Thanks for watching.